Hello everybody, my name is Douglas, and today I wanna just go through and tell you and share to you the trading information and trading strategies from which you could definitely benefit, especially if you're a beginner in crypto. So there is a thing which I want to talk about before we start, that there are so many so many so-called trading specialists and professionals who, in other words, talk junk. They like to compare the history, and they like to, well, anyway, always, because there are so many, let's say, professional traders, signal sellers, and so on, that just like to talk junk, so it's not that I will show you the absolute truth and anything, but just keep in mind that there are so many people that want to trick you. So let's look at this chart right here. Let's look at this price chart. It's a 1 hour chart, and you can definitely switch to 3 hour chart also. But for most of the trading strategies that I use, I don't use any indicators. So indicators are, you need to be really professional to use indicators. In other words, indicators can help you to see already the things that are here at present. So in other words, indicators are just a simplified version of the same old charts that we see right here. So let's look at a couple of things here that I want to just address to you quickly. Those things are resistance and support lines. Right here you can see many of them already here. And these are the things, whether you're trading or not, you can pay attention to really deeply. I'm using my mouse cursor right here, and right now you can see a horizontal support and resistance line. It's right here. It's an approximate, so you can just tell by yourself that this is not a serious or not quite dependent resistance line. Right here you can see a little more precise resistance line, like right over here. And so this is the what you can call the support and resistance line. Right here it mainly helps you to see that this is a resistance line. So what is a resistance line? It means that so many traders have bought coins right here and right here and right here, and in the history, if we switch the chart and go a little bit backwards, you can see that there will be also somewhere in these periods, also in the history, a resistance or a support line right here. So basically what means, so many people have bought coins right here. You can see by the volume that there is a, in these candles, there is a majority of the volume right here in the price area. So majority of the trades have happened in this area. So it means that people have bought and they want to hold to sell at higher, and also people have sold and they want to buy back at lower. But mainly the idea is that so many people have bought coins right there and they want to hold. For a higher price. So, and if those who have sold there, they would also, it would be difficult for them to buy back there. So whatever it means and whatever it happens and whatever the scenario might be, this is the support and resistance lines, is the main area where people would want to hold a little bit stronger or hold back a little bit stronger, or I hope you understand the idea. And there are also psychological resistance and support lines. These are basically the lowest points. I will not shift the chart right here because I want to look more at the prediction to the future, because so many people would want to hear the prediction for the future. And keep in mind that please do not follow my suggestions as if I am telling you when to buy and when to sell. This is not my intention. My intention is to give you a little bit knowledge, so maybe you can use it better at your own trades. So basically, keep in mind, I'm not telling you when to buy and when to sell. I'm just sharing you information that you can use for yourself to make better decisions. And so today I want to talk a little bit about predicting how high the Bitcoin will go and predicting how low can it go in the period somewhere here. So right here we can see a horizontal resistance line, but we can right here also see a breakdown pattern also. And so talking about where do you see it? Is it here? No. Is it here? No. Here is the support lines, and you can see it. I'm not good at putting these trend lines on this computer. I usually do my trades through mobile. You can see these trend lines right here. This is the breakdown. The price didn't support itself. So anyway, if you were to be somewhere around here, you were to be hoping that Bitcoin could go higher than the support line over here. So you were to be hoping. If you were to buy somewhere here, when you see we are in a horizontal resistance line, because right here there's so many volume right here, so many trades happen right here, not like a free fall candle right here. So if you were to think to buy it somewhere here, you're totally wrong. You're never buy when there is a price next to a resistance line. And then people sold off. They were thinking, what will happen here? What will happen here? Another thing, why didn't it go higher and why it started to crash right here, is we need to look a little bit earlier. What happened a little bit earlier, and what did happen a little bit earlier? You can see another vertical horizontal line, and I will not shift the chart a little bit backwards in 12-hour support lines and resistance lines, but mainly what you can see is it's still in a trending pattern. The Bitcoin is still in a trending pattern. So if you were to, and this diagonal support and resistance lines broke down. I will put this line right here. It broke down here. So obviously, or eventually, you could think that you should not follow the things what happened earlier, because this support and resistance lines, diagonal line, broke down. But eventually, what you can also see here is a resistance and support line. You would call it this way. And here is another resistance line, which basically the traders, most of them follow. You can put a little bit closer to it like this also. So eventually, what we are looking at is when could be the most beneficial way for you to enter the trade. If you're looking at this point, the most beneficial ways to enter a trade would be right here. The most certain ways, and also right here. But how high it will go and how high you want to predict the prices to go, you have to look at the diagonal lines, Also, the most beneficial ways to enter a trade would be here and here, because eventually here, no, because from this triangle which I draw. But here, definitely, if we look back at okay, I will shift to 1 week of chart. This computer is not very fast, and it will be time of adjusting for me, and it just causes noise. I need to be at my work desk. Anyway, it doesn't give a clean image because it doesn't load the private charts right here. I'm really sorry that you see this, but the thing is that there was a Bitcoin chart, and the price went down like this and then like this also. So prices went up and then up, and right here there was another high. I think it was 3,400. Oh yeah, it's 3,400. So these prices rebounced off from there was a 3,400 chart right here. So these prices bounced off from 3,400. So looking back at the historical chart, you could see that right there is a support line in the area here. It doesn't mean that the support line is physically strong or there is some kind of explanation to it. It's just that so many traders follow these lines and therefore they have this effect. So basically it's not the effect that so many people have bought because it happened a year ago. It's not the effect. It's just traders are looking for patterns and looking for places where the price will bounce off. So if would be looking at historically that there is another support, large support line right over here. So this is the place where you could guess there could be a rebound. Now, how you enter a rebound? Now you're not sure. The prices went down from here to here also because there was also a support line in the history. You need to watch for a confirmation. A confirmation is that you see you see right here that there is a smaller candle, then a smaller candle. Eventually it's showing you that market is starting to buy back and it's starting to slower sales. It's starting to what it means, it's starting to buy back. So it gives you a confirmation that all right, here would be a nice enter back zone. You can see that prices are going backwards now. The people are starting to buy back. And once the candle turns green, it could be turning green somewhere here, and you can know that there is a good buyback position right now. It's a confirmation that the support line will be showing you some buy points back. So eventually also here that people see that there's a green candle and they started to buy and they want to enter trade quickly because they are not sure whether it will fall back so anyway, get your quick profits. Go short, go with small targets. Put trailing stop loss. If the prices go by 1%, lift your stop loss by 1%, and so on. So be safe. Yeah, you can see that also here was a resistance line, support line. So you can predict if the prices go above here, then the next stop is here or either here, because you can see it's an hour chart, but you can see there's a candle gap right here. So basically it's already telling you that there will be a smaller or larger resistance line. So you can predict this. And also if the prices started going back, that you can predict that right around here could be another support line in this case. So eventually it didn't break above here, it didn't break above here. So then you can predict that if you buy it somewhere here, there's a high chance it will not go over by, how many percents are here? 2 or 3%. It's 1 to 3%. So the prices will not go above 1 to 3%. So you can place your target sales 1% or 3% higher, just because there is a resistance line over here and a support line over here. So support lines are good rebounds points. Support lines are good buy points, entry points. Resistance points are good sell points. So you have to watch between support and resistance lines. Another thing is right here, that right here could be a possible breakdown, and right here could be a possible buyback. So if the prices are somewhere here, like eventually it's similar pattern right here going on. It's going straight and nobody knows where it will go. So it's the same here. Nobody didn't know where it will go, but definitely you can prepare for a buy back in here or a buy over here, and that's what happened. So that's what happened, because if they break up, they show the green candle right here. If they break above this resistance line, so it will go higher. And again, how higher it will go? Definitely it will push back over here, because the market is weak, and you know it, market is weak, market is falling down. Everybody wants to get out of the market quick because Bitcoin is dropping, and it's still dropping, but it doesn't mean that there are not no trading opportunities for you. It just means that market is in a different trading strategies right now. So anyway, small possibilities of earnings. Get out quick and follow the support and resistance line. So anyway, if you were to buy it somewhere here, how high the price will go? The price would go until the diagonal support line, which I drew a little bit earlier in this video. Hopefully we can see it. Why? Because the highs and highs and highs and highs over here and the support line over here. So that's a little bit complicated, that's a little bit difficult, but it maybe will show you how you can plan your future, and that's what we are looking right here. So the Bitcoin is drawing another triangle. It's drawing another support and resistance barrier right here. Right now could be the possible time to buy something. Right now could be, but I'll show you another thing. If we draw a diagonal line, there is not a high chance of profits that you can get. So buying it here definitely is not a good position. Sorry, I stopped the video for 10 minutes and there was a phone call. So anyway, as I was talking to the phone call, the prices went up a little. Let's see how much they went up. It was like 10 minutes, not more. The prices went up from 338 to 3428. Okay, so 1.5%. But as you can see right here, the prices are starting to think whether we go above the diagonal support line, and actually in this case the diagonal support line is also a horizontal resistance line. So resistance is the thing that tries to push the price down. So as you can see, the prices are now thinking whether we go up, whether we go down, whether we go up, whether we go down, whether we go up, and whether we go down. But right here is a huge resistance line. So it's also a horizontal and it's also a diagonal resistance line. So I don't think there will be much happenings around here, but everything is in chances. What are the chances? What are the chances? And the chances of something great at this point is lower because there are two great resistance lines over here. So at the conclusion, entering a trade at this point, I don't think it's a good idea. But there are other places where it could be more safer. Now eventually what could happen right here is the prices go a little bit lower right here, a little bit higher, a little bit lower, and eventually they go straight. The prices go straight until something happens. Now what could happen? You are not sure. What could happen? You are not aware, and you cannot predict what will happen, but you can predict it a little. You can predict it a little. You can have a little prediction what can happen. What can happen a little bit later. So I think we can shift to 12-hour charts now. So by prediction, I mean this is a 12-hour chart. So what's going on and what's happening and what can you see right here? If you look at in a line, the prices go like this, like this, like this, and like this, and they start to go straight. What can happen at this point? Not sure, but you need to watch. There can be a fall back to 3,000. There can be bounce off to 3,800. In my opinion, in my suggestions, is this place right here could be a zone where you can buy a little back Bitcoin. For example, you have sold a lot and maybe you sold it a little bit higher or a little bit place. You can spend like a 1 or 2% of your capital to like buy a little bit back, just to buy a little bit back, because there is a chance that the Bitcoin will go lower, and there's a high chance it can go lower. But what it will do, you have to watch. You don't like decide, okay, it looks like it's going up and it will go straight up, and that's cool, and I'm buying full bank, and that's great. That will be more like a gambling. I suggest to watch what happens in this small triangle formation right here. If it's showing that it's breaking above the support line and it's breaking above the resistance line and goes above somewhere here, it's showing you, it's indicating you that the diagonal line has broke down. The Bitcoin is showing you that it wants to go higher. People are positive on it. They want to go higher, and and everything is cool and everything is great. Sorry. So everything is cool, everything is great, everything is fine. But there's another thing: how high profits for how short period of investment are you willing to get back? And this is another thing. This is another interesting thing for you to have uncertainty to think a little bit, because it's really good to have good profits in areas where there is no support and no resistance lines. Right here, there's just long candles right here. Nothing is happening. So, for example, if it bounces back this resistance line, there is like 4,076 to, well, you can guess it somewhere here, to 4,200. That's like 4 to 5% just a jump, right? Like this jump, it's like without any resistance there is a jump. Like these long candles, you have lots of these long candles. It means that there is a possibility of a high jump. It means like jump down here. Alright, there was a high jump, there was another high jump, there was another high jump, there was another. So it means that whether you see a red long candle going down, it means it went down with any support, without any resistance. It means that it will go back up without any support, without any resistance. So it's here in the middle. It's here in the middle. So these are the things. And right here you don't see any long, except this one, but here is a resistance and supports and also. So what you can expect is the prices, if they go up, they would go up to here, then blah blah blah, and then up to here, and then blah blah blah, and then maybe up to here, and blah blah blah. I don't think you could expect a quick, strong, straight up vertical prices. But you can predict a vertical going down, because the next support, okay, 3,262. So that's what you can expect, because these diagonal supports have broke down. Anyway, for entering a trade, for holding, I don't think this is a good idea if many of you want to get large profits. I think for holding and long-term investments, you need to wait a little bit. So I wanted to keep this video short. I wanted to keep this video brief. So if you have any questions, you can write them on comments, and I'll share another video next week, and I will share other trading strategies that you can implement and use in the next videos, in the next tutorials, and so on. And also, I was just looking at the close price. Right here also was another diagonal line, but it doesn't matter. So anyway, stay tuned, and see you guys soon in another videos. And also, please do subscribe, and please do support these videos, because there's a lot more I can tell, and by showing you that you are willing to listen. Please subscribe and stay tuned for the next videos. Bye bye.